And in some breaking news that's coming in, big relief for central forces. This is in a case of alleged extrajudicial killings in Chhattisgarh. Top court has dismissed a plea filed by a group of activists seeking independent investigation into alleged incidents of extrajudicial executions of tribals. In an incident that dates back to 2009, the top court has imposed a fine on the activist petitioner and also left it to the Chhattisgarh government to take action on the petitioners if they want. Let me straight go across to Harish for more details here. Harish, if you can take us through these developments.
Yes, that's right. A very, very significant judgment as far as the raging issue of maligning the central forces by vested interest is concerned. Today, the Supreme Court bench led by Justice Khanwilkar has dismissed a petition filed by a group of tribal activists from Chhattisgarh who had sought an independent investigation led by retired Supreme Court judge or an SIT into the alleged extrajudicial executions being indulged in by central forces of, in fact, tribals in the state of Chhattisgarh ever since 2005. They mainly mentioned about the killing of about 17 tribals in Dantewada way back in 2009. But Supreme Court not find any evidence and found that all these allegations and all the affidavits filed by these activists were false, and very significantly imposed a fine of rupees 5 lakh on the main petitioner Himanshu Kumar, the activist who had led the litigation. And what is more important is that responding to the plea by the center to initiate perjury proceedings against these activists for filing false affidavits in the court, maligning the central forces, the Supreme Court has very significantly said that it leaves this action, gives liberty to the state of Chhattisgarh to proceed against these activists under very serious sections of 211 and perjury. Section 211 of IPC pertains to filing false cases and affidavits in a court to injure a particular person, and also perjury. The Supreme Court very clearly said that we will not do so, but we give liberty to the state of Chhattisgarh to initiate criminal proceedings against these activists who have filed false affidavits in the court. But at this juncture, Solicitor General Tushar Mehta, who had appeared for the central forces and central agencies, said that the liberty should not only be given to the state, but also, since the target in this case, the target of these activists in this case was the central forces who had been maligned, accusing them of murder. So central agencies should be given to file cases against them. So at this juncture, the Supreme Court has said that we will consider this issue and make appropriate corrections if required in the judgment later in the day. So it's a very, very significant judgment as far as the central forces is concerned. They have been there were repeated attempts to malign the central forces, accusing them of killing innocent tribals. During the proceedings, remember, Solicitor General Tushar Mehta of the center had filed an affidavit saying that perjury proceedings should be initiated against these activists because they are trying to they are not only trying to malign the central forces, but also trying to give a legal protection to the Naxals who in fact had killed these tribals. So, and they were in fact trying to protect the Naxals and these left-wing extremists and instead blaming the central forces for the killing of these tribals. So very, very important development coming in from the Supreme Court as far as the central forces are concerned. As I said earlier, rupees 5 lakh fine imposed on a group of activists led by activist Himanshu Kumar, who had maligned the central forces and accused them of killing this tribal population, tribal people in the state of Chhattisgarh since 2005. Back to you.
All right. Thank you very much for getting us all of those details.